Well, good evening, folks. You're very welcome to another Destination Folk show going out live here from Newry on the World Wide Web. We're joined today by participants from the SCORE, the South Armagh SCORE, plus Fergal O'Brien, who's the Cultural Officer for Mullabon SCORE. On SCORE, they're here to tell us a wee bit about the SCORE. So, very welcome, Fergal.
Thank you, Damien.
Margaret and Maya.
Thank you, Damien.
So, we'll start off with you, Fergal. Just give the audience a wee explanation of what the SCORE is all about.
Okay. It's funny, a few years ago we actually did an album. It was called What's the Score?
Yeah, it's the SCORE.
And the SCORE has been around since the 1970s, and the GAA, there's a few generations now been into it. And I suppose when the GAA was set up, the aims of it was about promoting sport and culture. And really, you're looking at the cultural aspect of the GAA through SCORE. Right. So that's really what you're looking at. Right. And it's evolved over the years now. There's eight sort of sections within SCORE, which is very, very good because it actually gives a lot of different kind of talent a chance to actually take part. And you've got, Margaret, keep me right, we've got set dancing,
we've got Ceilidh
dancing,
recitation, solo singing, ballad group,
traditional music, quiz.
Novelty act and quiz.
Aye, and the novelty act's just changed to a new one called Leru, which is a bit like the novelty act, only it's kind of serious or something. I think there's new entry. So you can see from what we're describing there, there's a lot of scope for if you're into drama, if you're into music, if you're into singing. So there's a lot of scope for you actually to take part.
It's up to each GAA club to host their own SCORE, is it? Or
the way it happens is, Damien, is that there's a number of different levels in terms of SCORE. You start right at the kind of your local South Armagh area, and then we've actually got 3 heats before you get to the Armagh final. We've got the quarter-finals, which is, there's a few clubs will get together. We've already had that in Lisleigh this year. Tomorrow night, then we've got in Clan Erin, we've got the Armagh semi-final, and there's another Silver Bridger coming in against us, and there's other clubs will be joining us that night, and then you've got the Armagh finals. So each time there's acts go through, and then after you get to the Armagh level, that's the first time you get the medal winners. So it's a big kind of a night where there's medals given out on that occasion, and then the next one you're actually into the Ulster semi-final, and then the Ulster final, and then finally there's the All Ireland final, which is a huge affair with maybe 2,000 people and a big. We've had finals, maybe the seniors. We've been up in Killarney,
and Killarney Glen Eagles Hotel would host it.
Yeah, and where else did we go with the Scorn and Oak, Margaret?
Mayo and Derry.
Westport, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Westport, Mullingar. Been to different sort of locations.
How many judges was on the panel on these competitions?
Well, it goes up and up and up. I think at this level you may get 2 to 3, and when you get up to the All Ireland level,
a SCORE committee or something.
You'll get them as long as they're not from your area. You'll get them. When you're club level, it'll be somebody else's club. Whenever you're up, maybe at a number of club level, it'll be somebody else's county. But they always try to look at avoiding the bias, by bringing in the.
You can't seem a favourite.
At All Ireland final stage, it could be 5 judges on each section. 5 judges judging a solo singer, and takes the combination of their vote.
So the judges then change for different types of acts,
specialised. Probably the ballad group and the solo singer may have the same judge. The dancing sections might have the same judges. Drama and recitation would have the same judge. They're all expertise in their field.
You're a participant yourself, Margaret.
Have been for a lot of years. Haven't got an All Ireland medal yet. I have a couple of Armaghs, which I'm very proud of. 2 lovely Armagh medals. I don't think I would achieve them in anything else. I'm not into sport. So the SCORE has given me great opportunities from as a young girl, like my daughter Maya. Going out and having a bit of fun, meeting up with friends, joining the ballad group, going to each other's houses to practice. Like many years ago was a Drummondine priest from out the road, for a Cork man, would have trained us. And he's passed away now, and I would go and visit his grave still in Cork with him down there. And he would have taught us how to sing, how to do harmonies. He had a great interest in Irish singing and folk, and the likes that guy, we looked up to, thought he was a great man, And eventually, I've always been involved in singing, and I moved on with a band of our own family. And I moved to Mullabon, married, moved up there, and wanted the kids involved in culture and the Irish tradition. So now my daughter's involved now too.
She's now up and coming.
he's up and coming.
So
hopefully she might win more
well,
than me.
we'll never know.
And Maya, by the way, just we did that album a few years ago. It was after we took an All Ireland title back in the traditional music. There was a great feeling in the area, and we got about I don't know 34 people lined up locally, including Michael Quinn, the great legend in Mullaban. He came on. He composed a song especially to celebrate the occasion, and Colm Sands, he actually launched it on his show at that time when we were launching the What's the Score album. And there's a beautiful song of the Hills of South Armagh, which the Strain family sung on that. It was absolutely beautiful. Bridge Murphy, as you know, was the author of that.
Francis Black and
Francis then.
Yeah. So the kids did that.
So
the album. It was very nice.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Is that album still available? Is it?
It is. There's not many of them left. I think we're down to the last 10. We only did about 500 or thereabouts.
Like a collector's item now.
It's a collector's item. Yeah.
Benny Tierney featured on the front cover.
He did.
And Conor McCann.
And Conor's quite a remarkable man too. He's worth telling the story about Conor. Like Conor himself was, at that stage, he was into the recitations and stuff like this. And he, at that stage, he was celebrating Armagh's famous victory in the All Ireland, which Michael Quinn had wrote a great poem about. And we says, right, Conor, in we come into this album. And Conor come on to the front, and he was putting a goal past Benny Tierney, who was a school teacher at the time. And that's the front. The front cover is kind of a double meaning. What's the score? And there's a goal going past Benny Tierney, and we ragged Benny Tierney plenty about that goal over the years. I think Conor got at him as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Conor's a young guy at that stage.
He was a young guy, yeah.
Primary school, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, Benny Tierney's fit for the slagging. He can give it.
He can give it.
He wouldn't slag anybody. Ben, lovely fella.
He can give it. We'll do this now. We'll feature Maya, and Maya's going to sing a wee song in the Gaelic tongue, I believe. So, and Maya, you're participating in the semi-final, the Armagh semi-final score tomorrow, is it?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Well,
in Largan, I think it's in, isn't it? Yeah.
Right. Well, sure, we'll get a wee blast there whenever you're ready. You can take us away.
Tamal du make shula merantra. Tamal du make shilu amatra. Chin men arbein. Chin druk darbein. Neil cherboy nik shilu bas and swell. Tamal du make chapu wear and cloak. Tamal du make shila ruhan ron. Chin men arbein. Chin druk darbein. Neil cherboy nik shilu bas and swell. O is kamar karta yenin bleno yelsa. Treshi foram cree and dig into. O ma harlook she are any two and leshen. Rather be ni mohi tamaldu. Tamaldum say apple yell arkal. Tamaldu make sal she jolly gal. Sal she jol har vrej. Caru nasitrej. Weakness daik shilu tamaldu. O is kama karta yenin pleno yasa. Treshi foram cree and dig into. O ma harlook she are any two and leshen. Rather be ni mohim tamaldu. Tamaldu mikshula merantra. Tamaldu mikshilu amatra. Chin men arbein. Chin druk darbein. Tamaldu make shulam Erantra.
Well done, Maya, fantastic. I say, judging by that song, the standard's very high in this competition. Is it your own choice why you sing in Gaelic or you sing in the English language? Does it?
Yeah, it is. You probably, yeah, you can do whatever really, but
Right.
I just chose to sing this song because it's Mum's friend that sang it in her CD, Maria McCool,
Right.
and it's just a lovely song. I think it's really nice. So I
Beautiful.
just decided, we had our album in the house, and then I just decided to sing
Sing
it.
that
It's
one.
just a lovely song.
And do you sing that same song in every round?
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is the one that'll get you
Yeah.
to the final.
yeah.
Oh, fantastic voice, absolutely brilliant. I'm sure you're proud of your daughter.
Oh yeah, she's
Margaret.
much better singer than ever I was, but yeah.
Ah.
So she got a wee bit of Jean somewhere and more somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah, she's very
And
good.
is there any other kids in the family that play
Yeah, they
music?
have. She's the youngest of 4,
Right.
and when they were all Maya's age, they were all at a ballad group, and
Right,
they all
brilliant.
took part in score.
Right.
And then the other guys, well, they're big into their hurling and their football, so they're more into sport. But they've
Right.
lovely voices, which they will not use for me.
Yeah.
But they also took part in the quiz section.
Right.
Now, I think they get through to Armagh last year.
Yeah, they done very
the
well.
Armagh final representing the quiz section.
There's a quiz section in the
Quiz
score as
section's
well.
very
is
good,
there?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's very. I love the quiz. Some people just
Yeah.
everybody likes. There's things that you like about it, things you don't like about it.
Aye.
But you can sit and you can try and answer the questions
Yeah.
yourself in the audience
the
and
quiz
see how
always
you
a
get
bit of
on.
crack, you
It's
know
great
what I mean?
crack, yeah.
You know, in South Armagh in general, Fergal, the traditional music seems to be alive and well.
It's
You know?
it's never been better. No,
Yeah.
it really is strong at the moment. I know that there's a number of pockets of things that are happening. I know that there's a big focus in Mullaban Primary School at the moment, because over the last, I'd say maybe 6 to 7 years, it's just been quite phenomenal the way, you know, we used to actually maybe have 2 or 3 classes. Elena Sullivan has a huge part to play with this, and it really needs to acknowledge the work that she's been doing. But also there's a wide range of teachers. It's been a magnet. You know, we started with maybe 2 teachers 6 or 7 years ago, and maybe up 20 people. We've got maybe about 13, 14 teachers now, and we've about 165 registered from all over South Armagh. And that's every Thursday night from 6 o'clock through till about
Like
9.
Maya's
Maya's one of the teachers now, which is fantastic.
Teaching kids Irish songs.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's lovely.
You know what I mean?
It's nice
Yeah.
for the whole community. They all
Yeah.
get to know each other as well.
Aye,
It's
because
really-
I know myself, like Newry's a big city, but there's no classes for traditional music in
Yes.
the size of Newry.
Yes.
So you either have to go to the Keolis in Mullaban
Yes.
or the Keolis in Warrenpoint.
Or Warren Point is right, the two
So,
major areas.
You know,
it's amazing for such a big town, a big city. As you
It
said.
is.
There's-
It's
It's lacking
like
in that, really.
it's in much. There's a big demand for people,
Yeah.
kids learning music at an early age. You know.
I'd
what I
also
mean?
have to pay tribute to Pierce McMahon, and there's a new development in Crossmaglen and one in Bui, and they have some classes in Crossmaglen as well, which is fantastic development, because the more the merrier with this. And Pierce is also doing what they used to do, I suppose, the Straley Folk Club, that God rest Jerry O'Hanlon and Mick Quinn did a fabulous folk club with some of the best artists you could imagine all over Ireland. Used to come into Mullaban there. At the moment, Crossmaglen's doing that on the last Friday of the month. You know, and they have got, I know the Vidal Fox coming, the Zoe Conway. They've had a range of very good artists, like top of the range, and they do usually workshops, and we would support them with that, because that's fantastic that they're bringing, you know, such quality artists into the area, you know.
No, for any, and just for the viewers, anybody who's looking to learn instruments and they wanted to attend these classes in Mullaban, obviously you just enroll at
Well,
a certain time of the year.
The best time of the year, because people would come a bit late, and it's not a good idea to come in the middle of the classes, because there's other people maybe have had 10 lessons, and you're coming in, you know, and you're just sort of getting, like, for example, I teach the boron on it, and you know, if somebody's come in, I've already done all the kind of beginners stuff, and you know, the best possible time to come to those classes is usually about the 3rd week in September. We would have a registration for classes. It's usually in the Cross Examiner or whatever. You could contact any of us about that, and that's the best time to come, because then if you're starting from absolute scratch, so is everybody else, and you're not disadvantaged. But if you try and come in maybe after Christmas, you know, somebody else has already had a whole 3 months lessons, and you're going to feel a wee bit behind. So it's not fair to the child, I think. You know,
well, that's
so you're better starting working with everybody else at the same time. That's my own feeling anyway.
Obviously, it's a wide range of instruments. Obviously, the
tin whistle, traditional. There's singing. There's traditional singing. They do the bodhrán. There's Grúpa Ceoil that Elaine O'Sullivan does, for all the different instruments. There's guitar lessons, fiddle lessons, banjo lessons, guitar. You know, there's what else is there? There's everything.
Every Thursday, guitars pulling in,
flute,
children running in and out, you know, with their instruments way off to learn something.
Brilliant. You know what I mean? It gives them a good start in life. You know, anybody looking in the instruments. But
I think score. I thought we had score in Lisleigh last Sunday. And in the traditional section, obviously, there's two groups representing Mullaban Football Club and Mullaban Camogie Club.
Right.
And the fact that you can actually enter two groups, it just shows the talent that's there. Yeah. And two very high standard groups that were really blew everybody out. You know, just fantastic.
Yeah. Now, having said that, it was lovely to see the White Cross one as well. But the nice thing about the White Cross group was that some of the children are getting lessons in the Mullaban thing, and we really try to promote. In fact, I rang one of the White Cross, you know, one of the cultural officers over there, and say, "Look, can you take a bodhrán player? This guy really needs an outlet, so you can use the thing. You know, it's more than parish pump. This thing, this is really good vehicle for Irish culture all over the place. It's a skills thing. You're building up people's skills, and you're looking for the kind of chances. Then score is a great chance.
It's really made
for you. You know,
it's become trendy again for the kids. A few years ago, old style, old people played traditional instruments. Not at all now. It's absolutely modern.
I remember years ago myself, like when we played in the band years ago, if our banjo player was sick, we couldn't get a banjo player in Uri. We had to ring Lurgan. And you had a choice of 15 banjo players. It's cool to be seen to be playing banjo on Lurgan years ago. You know what I mean? So that's the way it is, you know. But we're going to get Dee to give us a wee song here from the archives, just to give us a wee breather. Mercer was such a great folk artist. And just to remind you once again, we're joined by Fergal O'Brien, the cultural officer for SCORE in South Armagh, Mullaban, and Margaret Strain, who's a SCORE participant. We also have Mary Tiernan, who's going to recite a wee poem very, very shortly. But we're just talking about the music in general in South Armagh, the traditional music. There was a few sessions on Fergal out in South Armagh. Where's the main one to go to this morning?
Well, there's a lot of different sessions. O'Hanlon still does run sessions. It's been going for years, and you know, I was there last night actually. Saw a couple of really good musicians. William Dundon, fantastic musician. Michael Quinn, locally, another guy Billy from Castlewellan. Those are a range of musicians, and you'll get them in. I think that Crossmaclean as well, the last Friday of the, you know, it's really worth promoting that, because that last Friday of the month, they have just such good quality, and they'll always have the performance, and they'll follow up with a wee session, maybe, you know, when Cross a Tale. You've also got I suppose we come over to the Railway Bar as well. The Railway Bar on a Thursday still is very well established. You know,
myself Thursday night brought the banjo down for a few tunes. You know I think the winter time's a great time of the year. You know what I mean? If you've an old log fire going and a few musicians around it and a few old storytellers, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Well, the other place, it would be very, very remiss of me not to mention the Welcome Inn in Forkhill on Tuesdays, because that's probably one of the best established sessions in the country. And you know, they are likely to get anybody from anywhere. You know, and they get fantastic musicians from all over the country. Like people who are now household names and really big names, like Zoe Conway. You know, I can remember her as a youngster, and they're just coming along. And you know, a lot of the people, Anya McGeaney is another person who's really, really well known in the traditional circle. Again, you would have seen her regularly at sessions like that. So it's really interesting that those kind of sessions have spawned some, you know, really, really interesting musicians over the years. You know,
what I found out about was at the Welcome Inn once or twice, just but I couldn't believe the amount of young talent at that session.
Session.
That's from no age, and the standard was amazing. Seen a wee young fella playing the Ellen pipes in it one night, and obviously stole the show. You know, brilliant.
It's a great.
But we'll get Mary here to see what she. Yourself, Mary, you're going to be in the semi-final of the SCORE.
Yes, I am.
And is this tomorrow as well? Is it?
Yes.
So tell us, what's the poem you're going to be doing?
It's called Saoirse by Sean O'Weirden.
Brilliant, brilliant. Well, sure, whenever you're ready, let us hear what it's all about.
Saoirse, le Sean O'Weirden. Rahime sheis in mask na nini de her mahas is Rahime sheis in oct. Rahime sheis ag lorg dorsha on winwich hearse ta ag loo in shaw.
Is canglod an conart smuintje ta ag dranu im hempel san ugnas. Is lorgoid an tampel realta vi an land de dini ag an felai. Is lorgoid co-luder dini nor clact riv sirsha na ugnas. Is easted lesh na skilling smuintje a maller teacher ma aragid. Is farhid gan ma cree de gini nor solar rivlo och mak smuintje. O fanid live de law is stay here. Is fair me is all. Is fair me dealish. De worsnab smuintje. Maar de hule eed ag fas im inchin. Ag fas gen kimshe. Gen basaracht. Is de huggus gan ma craig a freakwar dun rud te shrinte. Dun gach ma crud. Dun smocked. Dun reeked. Dun tampel den ocht. Dun ogle bach continche dun amfelai. Is a tershin inchin a hitch in armor divin this yearsha. Ní warin croc dur cruhu gia an ach croc heavy, stein croc hauliachta. Is fian ga croc jivlan de vienta ag drapadoc an colinu. Níl tora lesh na sirsha, na li crocin na sauliachta. Na níl tora lesh na mienta, na fwy shiv le foil.
Brilliant, fantastic stuff, Mary. Fair play to you. I tell you, it's a long enough poem to remember. You know what I mean? Fair play to you. You have a good memory anyway. I wouldn't know where to start in that one.
Yeah.
It's different singing a song. When you're learning a song and you're playing something, it's easy to learn. But to learn a composition or a poem, it seems to be that bit.
Great achievement.
And have you been in the score before yourself, Mary? Have you?
I was in it, I think I was in it once before for singing, but I'm not much of a singer.
And do you get nervous when you're going on, or just it's natural with you?
Well, I don't really know. I was nervous the last time. That was only because I didn't really know it properly. But
Right.
I don't know.
I think the younger you are, you don't get as nervous. I guess when you get older, I find
No, it's older, you
know,
definitely
you
get the
get
nerves, yeah.
you get it. You know what I mean? But fantastic. Well, I hope you do well tomorrow in the semi-final with a big contingent from South Armagh to support you, I'm sure.
Yes.
So
Big time.
many people in this competition from Mullabon.
We've got 7 acts.
7 acts
tomorrow night. Now
in the semi-final, is it?
You're going to hear 4 obviously in this programme, and then the other acts is there's a fabulous wee dance group that are coming through, and I'd have to say they're up against a fabulous group from White Cross, who were actually All-Ireland finalists last year, and White Cross is a big a tradition of dancing in there, and
I've seen that.
you know, in the same way that I suppose there's music now is kind of very much associated with our area, and singing, you know, there's dancing. There's the quiz in Silver Bridge. There's certain areas, and dancing over in really Cleavey. You know, Paddy Me, and you know, there's guys like that. They've done an awful lot over there as well, isn't it? So there's certain areas that seem to get associated with tradition. Oh, well, of course. I could not mention them because they've been up there, All Ireland winners several times as well.
I'm not into dancing, but I've always heard of the Care Club.
Oh, they're the fabulous group, and singing too. They've a great ballad group tradition over there as well. They've been right up to the All Ireland and winning and all. Yeah.
So there's a lot to compete again, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But obviously the clubs must take this serious then.
They do,
it's a battle among clubs, as the man says.
It's a bit of crack, you know.
I think initially, like the first round, you kind of, here we go, we'll enter. But then if you get through the next part, if the kids get through the next tomorrow night, obviously into the final, a county final. I think it's very important then. You want them to win the county final.
And where is it beheld?
It'll be Clonard again this year.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be 5
in Lorgan, is it? Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock, isn't it? It's 5 o'clock on Sunday week. Is where the county final is. Yeah.
And it is serious then. The kids want to win the medal. They want to be the Armagh winner.
And then you go from the county final straight into an Ulster final, is
Ulster
it?
semi,
first of all. Semi-final.
Ulster
Then
semi.
the Ulster final. And then after the Ulster final, is there an All-Ireland semi-final, is it?
No, straight into the All-Ireland final.
Straight you start booking the hotel, and then you start getting the bus ready, and getting the fans, and getting the
tickets.
And the whole area is full of buzz. There's a great buzz about the place.
Absolutely brilliant.
Have we a couple of fundraisers then?
Yeah, there's fundraisers, and then you'll invite other clubs as well. And I think the other thing is that it can sound a bit parochial at the start, but it's not parochial whenever you're going up and you're representing county or you're representing province. Right. So as you go up, you know, at the start you maybe you're battling with local clubs, afterwards you're just battling with counties, and then you're battling with provinces. So there's no difference, I suppose, from club football or any of those things as they go up. you get more, get a wider and wider view of things because you're representing.
Do you find, the reason why I'm
people.
asking this question is, do you find when it comes to the judging element that it's fair?
Well, the interesting thing about the judges in the All-Ireland final is that you're not allowed to vote for your own province. And that's a good thing.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That is a good thing. Right. And the other thing, it's very transparent. When you come to the list, the one bit that really is transparent, you go to an All-Ireland final, all the adjudication marks from all the different provinces is given to everybody. Right. So you see what everybody wrote.
Right.
So, and at that stage, it really is quite transparent.
Right.
And they try to avoid the bias at every length. And I think sometimes you hear, oh, it's local bias or whatever. I think as years gone on, people are, they do really do their best not to make it biased, because it's not fair to children that are, putting a big effort into it.
The reason why I asked that, I was at an All-Ireland Irish dance competition before.
Yeah.
And I was just going, my young daughter was in it, but it was the first time at it, and I think it was up in Derry. And you'd hear a lot of this, she won again, or this one again, and the other one was better, and whatever. And there was a lot of that talk behind the scene about.
Sometimes I think, especially at All-Ireland level, there's such tension whenever the results have been read out.
Oh.
You can physically hear the crowd normally have a favourite that they like.
Yeah.
There's maybe an obvious winner, and sometimes they don't obviously win. Sometimes it just doesn't happen like that,
Right.
And they don't get it. And you actually can hear the crowd. Oh, God, how did they win? Or, but it's an individual judging thing, and it's accumulation of the 5 judges' votes.
Yeah, and it actually, what I did come across at the Irish dance in All-Ireland was if there was a particular few dancers from a certain school of dancing that was that had the name for winning All-Irelands down through the years, there seemed to be, people were saying the judges would have seen them in a more favoured light, because they were from a particular school that was always winning. You know what I mean? Or they must be good because such and such teaches them, or whatever. You know what I mean?
And the only other thing, Damien, is that there's very strict criteria, and you can see what the actual marking.
That's why I just wanted to see was there a difference in the score than the Irish dancing.
I think what I say right across is that there's very transparent criteria. They're looking at style and they're looking at technique, and the adjudicators, you can actually see it. There's about 4 or 5 different criteria,
right. And
people actually have to, they all have to actually fill that in for everybody. So it's a bit like a job interview. You're trying to be as fair as you can across the different criteria. So
and they give you a critique, like if you're singing, they'll tell the girls or the kids how they could improve for the next night, and they work on that then, which is good. It's positive criticism. It's very good.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. Well, we're going to get another wee song here on the archives. The great Ronnie Drew and Luke Kelly from the Dubliners. So we're joined here once again, a couple of musicians from South Armagh, Mullaban, and with Miss Magan, all the way from Mullaban, who's also in the semi-final of the score tomorrow in Clonard in Lurgan. So you're going to give us a wee blast of The Fields of Athenry, a great song wrote by Pete St. John.
Yeah.
So fair play to you.
By a lonely prison wall, I heard a young girl calling. Michael, they have taken you away, for you stole Trevelyan's corn, so the young might see the morn. Now the prison ship lies waiting in the bay. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. By a lonely harbour wall, she watched the last star falling, as the prison ship sailed out against the sky. for she live in hope and pray for her love on Botany Bay. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry. Low lie the fields of Athenry, where once we watched the small free birds fly. Our love was on the wing, we had dreams and songs to sing. It's so lonely around the fields of Athenry.
Fair play to you. Absolutely beautiful rendition of the Fields of Athenry.
Thank you.
So how long have you been playing the guitar?
It's 6 months.
Is that all? Holy mother, oh good God. And you're on the stage already?
Yeah.
Huh? I says, I'm playing the guitar myself, but after 6 months I wasn't up to that standard.
Yes, very good.
You must do a lot of practicing, do you?
Yeah, every day.
Brilliantly. And who actually started you off on the guitar? Who teaches you?
Well, my mum, she plays it.
Oh, she plays, does she?
Yeah, but she got me like into it.
Right.
So then I go to Emma Hughes now
Right.
every Saturday morning.
And do you go to the Kjoldas classes as well?
No, I just go to Emma herself in her house.
Right, brilliant stuff. Well, I'll tell you what, for 6 months playing,
No, it's very good. It's excellent.
fabulous. Suppose, what age are you now?
14.
I suppose that's the age to start, even younger if you can. You find yourself, Fergal, what age group does the youngsters all start the classes at?
Well, I suppose there's been a huge advantage of actually us moving the classes into the primary school, because we've actually, Peter MacDonald, the principal out there, couldn't have been more supportive.
Right.
This whole thing, he himself goes for lessons, which is great leadership.
Yeah.
That he's gone and taken a lesson himself. And if kids are 7, maybe 6, 7, I know that I would prefer a kid about that age, just so that the hands or the fingers and just are developed a certain level. So it's just so that they're physically able. But it depends on the instrument. I think some people might take them a wee bit
The
younger.
singing, they can start even younger. Like singing,
the
they
singing.
start maybe 5, 6 year olds.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suppose at 7 years of age, probably a lot of them would probably start off in the whistle or something. Probably handier to carry, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or whatever,
And you'll find they'll take up maybe more than one instrument. Some
Oh,
they
they-
go to load of classes.
Yeah.
That's- yeah.
Multi-discipline,
Aye.
So.
On the one night you can go to one class.
Oh yeah,
and
there's
go
several.
into the
And
second.
there's several people that do go to two or three things, and then I suppose one of the ultimate things too is whenever they can get in a grip of Kjol, if they're at the standard to take part in that, then they're in. And Elaine Sullivan does the most magnificent kind of arrangements with them.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Elaine has taken grips. I mean, she's done a wonderful job in her race. She's taken grips all the way up to All Ireland finals in the Fla. As well as in the score.
That's right,
yeah.
So I mean, that's a the Fla is very, very competitive, because it's I think it's a bit of a misnomer when they talk about All Ireland, because it's international. There's kids coming in from Boston, and they're coming. I've seen people from Australia coming in, and they're coming from all over the world to that. So I mean, this thing is really, really big now all over the world, and I think sometimes people don't realise how big it is. Like I've sseen Japanese fiddlers up in Glencolmkill, and knowing all about the history of a Donegal fiddler, and they've really gone into the culture.
Yeah.
They could tell you more than what we know about them. And because my daughter went up to Glencolmkill to fiddling thing, and I was just amazed at these Japanese fiddlers coming in, thinking, God, this is all over the world now.
Brilliant. I know, like, I took a visit up to the Fla this year myself in Derry.
Oh.
And it was one of the best ones I've ever been at. I'm sure you were there yourself.
It was wonderful, it really
It
was.
was definitely the best. It's years from I was ever at a Fla. The last Fla I was at was Clonmel.
Yeah.
Must be 20 years ago. So, like, but I was...
Got so big it just grows.
Yeah,
every
the
year.
one in
It's
Derry
big,
was brilliant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the Fla competitions, is there a lead up to them as well?
There is.
So you have to go through.
We have a score season and a Fla season
Right.
in Mullaban. So there's music the whole year round. And that's fact.
Right.
The score season's really, the juniors now are, they start around about October and would finish around about February.
Right.
Would be the kind of scored in oak. Then you would have sort of alongside that from about January up to April, you're going to have the senior score when those competitions start running. And then you've got it really from June right through to August, you've got the Fla season, and then people are, a lot of people would be affiliated both to Coltis and to GAA, and they would take part and support both.
Right.
You know, and I suppose you get different things out of each.
Aye.
You know, there's the one thing I'd say about maybe that's very special about the score is you get a real sense of the local community, because it's local parishes and stuff like that. So the local community really gets behind that particular one. The Fleadh itself, there's a much wider catchment area of people that are actually coming in and are affiliated to the Ring of Clongan cultus, which is again is lovely because there's a musical community, I suppose, and you can get very parish bump, or you can see that there's a whole musical community out there that connects with each other.
And I suppose the likes of these competitions, you'd probably find you have a lot of competitors are up against each other year in, year out.
They are. Of course there are.
It can become a personal thing then, you know. I'm going to beat him this year or her this year, you know, whatever.
Well, I remember us doing the Ballot Group a couple of times, like, you know, was it Oma was the big one?
Oh, the St Enda's,
St Enda's, Oma, they were absolutely fabulous. You just couldn't wait to hear these Ballot Group singers and how they would arrange their tunes. They were unbelievable if they automatically went on and won All Ireland's a couple of times. But then we would travel down to their club. We took a bus down one year and the friendships developed, and we would sing at their club, and then their Ballot Group would get up and sing, and you played, and
that's right.
We all had a great night's crack.
Brilliant.
With that same kind of a thing with the Scorn and Oaks, remember with the White Cross, Cullyhanna and Mullaban, all the clubs, we all supported each other's fundraisers, because we were all involved in the All Ireland last year. So everybody, even on the one night, was doing a performance here and then running over
the road to
another club. But it was a great sense of kind of coming together, you know.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
It's lovely. It's really and it is a wintertime thing. You're sitting in the house in the winter evening. It's something for the kids to be doing and something for the adults to attend. I mean, we'll all be there tomorrow night, Sunday evening, 6 o'clock.
Like anybody that can play music, they can go anywhere in the world.
They can.
It's great.
You can a musical instrument will carry you through life, wherever you are. You know what I mean? So it's
meet
brilliant.
people.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
One of another wee song here from the archives. It's the Destination Folk, and we're joined here by young talent from Mullaban Football Club, who are taking part in the Score semi-finals tomorrow. You're very welcome, girls and boys. I know we have a sister and a brother, and two sisters. Isn't that what it is? We'll start off with introducing you from here. Tell the people who you are.
I'm Niamh Ridley.
Niamh Ridley.
Derval O'Brien.
Derval O'Brien.
Jennifer McAteer.
Jennifer McAteer.
Jack Ridley.
Jack Ridley.
Claire McAteer.
And who?
Claire McAteer.
Claire McAteer. Fair play, these just are a wide variety of instruments with the fiddle, the harp, the whistle, the box accordion, the guitar and the bodhrán. So this first tune was actually composed by this girl here. Can you tell us a bit about it? Or what do you call it?
It's called The Runaway Bodhrán.
The Runaway Bodhrán. And you come up with that name yourself, did you?
Yeah, well, there's actually a story to it. We were at the Fleadh during the summer, and we were getting ready to do a bit of busking, and my brother had the bodhrán sitting beside him, and we were sitting on kind of a hill. It started rolling away. We were all trying to catch the bodhrán.
Holy God, you're all running after the bodhrán. I'd love to have seen that. And I take it you just got it then?
Yeah.
And there was no injuries, no?
No.
And you decided to compose a wee tune then?
Yeah.
The Runaway Bodhrán. Fantastic. Very young age to be composing music, but I say if you have the talent, you might as well get into it. So let's have a wee bit of listen to it, and whenever you're ready to go. brilliant. Absolutely fantastic, I must admit. A good lively tune. That'll be an easy one to remember, you know, for a session. So did you find anybody else learning it or playing it? Have you recorded it at all?
No.
Well, we are now.
I wouldn't mind learning that one myself for the next session. So maybe it'll become popular. So we'll get this up on YouTube and everybody will be tuning in to listen to you. So that was the Runaway Bodhrán. Fair play to you. So tell us a bit about these instruments, girls or boys, or when did you start learning? And when did you start learning the fiddle?
I started learning when I was about 7, and I'll be doing my grade 8 traditional exam in March. So I will be.
Brilliant. And what about this harp?
I've been doing it about 4 years. I'm going to be doing grade 6 soon, hopefully.
It's not an easy instrument to carry about with you.
No, it's not.
Is there wheels on your bag, is it?
No,
You'll not
just my dad.
You'll not be writing, you'll not be writing a song, The Runaway Harp.
No.
Fair play. And what about this young girl on the whistle? What age are you?
12.
12 years of age and you're playing away at the whistle. Great playing there it was. And have you been playing that long?
Only like 3 years.
3 years, brilliant. Yeah. And the boy, and he's going to play the bodhrán. You're multi-talented then, are you?
Yeah.
So, and what about this wee accordion? You're playing it a few years, are you?
Yeah, 3, and then I've been playing the accordion around 4 years.
4 years for the accordion, 3 years for the bodhrán. And do you play any other instruments, or are you sticking to just the two?
Just the 2 of them.
Fair play to you, but can you play them at the one time? Or will you be good if you'll be able to do that? Huh? And this young girl on the guitar, what about yourself?
I've been playing it for 2 years.
2 years, fantastic. So you're going to give us another wee tune, I take it, are you? So what's the next song called?
It's called the Tulla Reel.
Tulla Reel. Right, what's the... Work away, let's have these.
Hindu 3 cards.
Wow. If you don't win with that, there's something wrong. I'll tell you what, that was high standard of music. A good rhythm to that one. Well, fair play to you. I hope you'll come back in someday, folks, and give us another few tunes, will you? I'd love to have you. And hopefully this will make you famous. So, just once again, folks, I'd like to thank you all for tuning in to Destination Folk, and just a big many thanks to the Mullabon football group of musicians from the football club, and I wish them all the best in the semi-finals of the Score, and I'm sure with that tuning and them few tunes, you'll go on to the final, no bother. And then once you're All-Ireland finalists, we can get you back in for another few tunes. So once again, folks, from Destination Folk and Damien Quinn, thank you very much for listening. Good night.